Alright guys, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and put a Cobb cold air intake on the 2017 STI, but we also have to install a Cobb tuner. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to install this. I bought this stuff used, guys, and like, it looks brand new. Like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open the box. Everything is still in the package. See if I can do this one-handed, it's always fun. Like there's a mount, it looks like it would mount on the dash with 3M tape. Got a faceplate. And we got a holder. We're actually going to go a different avenue with that. I wound up getting a vent mount. I'll show you guys exactly what I wound up getting. But hang in with us. We'll go ahead and get it rocking and rolling. Alright guys, one thing that I want to go ahead and I want to stress is I also want to stress the fact that this car is a daily driver. So I don't plan on, you know, making 300, 400, 500 horsepower out of the car. It literally has a catback exhaust and that's all that's done to the car. So I'm super excited to go ahead and put this cold air intake on it, go ahead and get it flashed. Hang in with me. Alright guys, that's exactly what it says it is. That is a Cobb cold air intake. It's been sitting on the shelf for a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and get it up and running.
Let's open it, Daddy.
Now, first things first is we want to go ahead and we're going to wind up taking off this snorkel. Flathead screwdriver, one here, one here. You're literally going to twist it. I'll show you. Once this is twisted, these clips will pop up. This entire piece will pop right out. Actually, feels kind of flimsy the way it is. But essentially what we're doing, we got our MAF sensor right here. That's going to come off and get transplanted to the new cold air intake. Flathead screwdriver right there, flathead screwdriver right there, and this entire thing should come off in one piece. Hang in with us. Alright guys, like I mentioned before, I bought this kit used, and it came with 0 instructions. So, I'm going to go ahead and do my very best to get it put together without any type of instructions, but I believe everything we need is here, and then some. Even threw in some Cobb stickers. One thing that Cobb recommends with this is that when you go and you install the tune, that your battery is fully charged. So while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the battery to a tender. Alright guys, step one, you want to go ahead and you're just going to twist these off. Just till they get high enough that you can pop them off with a clip remover. Now, flathead screwdriver will work. In this case, I happen to have one. I'm just going to go ahead and get underneath these, and all you're going to do is pop them up, pop this up, and then the whole snorkel comes out. It's the only thing I can think of that's holding it in, guys. And it is. Alright guys, 2 clips. One there, popped off the snorkel. The next thing, we want to go ahead and we got to get this air box removed. It's either an 8 or a 10 millimeter bolt right down there. Hopefully you can see it. That's going to pop that off. We also need to remove this right here. Don't want to damage this. I'm going to remove the MAF sensor right now and install that in the new one, just so we don't have any issues with that. And go ahead and unclip this. Should be able to push down and pull. Popped right out. Alright guys, so I pulled off the MAF sensor right here. It's going to go right into here. This is already assembled. Just want to be very careful. It should essentially go like that. We're going to get this bolted on here and set it aside. Once we're done fighting that, pull the rest up. A 10mm bolt that held the front of the airbox in there. Mass airflow sensor wire loom is literally right here. Tucked it out of the way so I didn't damage it. Removed these, just kind of moved them over. Disconnected this. And that's what it looks like. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the new one installed. I'm going to have to build the box. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and remove the bolt for the power steering pump. Not removing it all together, or I should say the reservoir. Just going to go ahead and unbolt that. Alright guys, it's like an inferno out here. So this is stock parts. What we got so far. So the issue I'm running into right now is this car's equipped with aftermarket headlights. So what I'm trying to do is this airbox has to fit right in there. Hopefully you're able to see what I'm talking about. Problem is the harness is here and the factory harness is underneath it. I'm trying not to pinch it. So I'm kind of just doing like test fits and trial and error. Alright guys, I think I was able to get the box in there. I was able to get the wire looped over there. Hopefully that holds. This essentially is what it's going to look like. We're going to go ahead and reuse the bolt that was in the power steering reservoir. Now, just like when you get anything used, sometimes you're missing parts. And I am. So there is a bolt that Cobb actually supplies that goes through here. and will thread on the other side with a nut. Well, I didn't get any of them. So this is the original bolt that was in there. That's not going through all the way. There's no way. So it's nice to have nuts and bolts laying around. So this should work, and we'll move on. All right, guys, then you're gonna have this bracket that actually holds in the cold air intake itself. It's hard to see, but it's gonna go just like this. And we're gonna reuse the factory bolt. All right, guys, this is what it looks like with the box in it. Had to go ahead and retighten this bolt right here. Made my own bolt right here to make sure that didn't go anywhere. Then we have our bracket. Had to get my own hardware. Again, that's what happens when you buy stuff used. And it's probably been about a year since I actually even looked in the box. So that's my fault. All right, guys, that's what it looks like. Pretty much all said and done. Mass airflow sensors hooked up. Got the Cobb pipe right there. We're gonna go ahead and put the cover on. So it's gonna essentially look just like this-ish. And we'll go ahead and get it flashed. Last but not least, the OEM snorkel. And then we'll go ahead and get the tune put on it. Guys, this is what it looks like. All said and done, all buttoned up. Now we're gonna go ahead, get inside the car, and we're gonna flash a tune. All right, guys, I know this is gonna be extremely difficult to see just because it looks like the screen's flashing. It's not. Started to rain outside, so I got my buddy in the car here real quick. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna try to flash this tune. Now, Cobb told me that I should be running with the setup I have, and the car is completely stock with the exception of catback exhaust. But they said I should be running the 93 plus, so that's what we're gonna look for. All right, guys, that completes the video. I can't tell you how awesome this is. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you a couple things. One thing that I did not show the install on, and I should have, and I apologize. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave them in the comments below, is the installation of this right here. So I actually got this off the good old eBoy, and it's 3D printed, but it actually holds the Cobb tuner in there. And I just fished OBD2 cable down here through the air duct. If you don't have them, grab a set of these. I was able to go ahead and take out the stock vent, super easy, just by prying that up. But I want you guys to go ahead and hear this. This is exactly what it sounds like when I go ahead and rev it up a little bit. So you can hear that turbo spool. You get the traditional whoosh, which is super awesome. I recommend this to anybody. Again, any questions, comments, concerns, definitely leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.